On the dividend news, we did get exciting news that Walt Disney will be reinstating its dividend with the first semi-annual payment of 30 cents. Annually will be 60 cents. Actually the dividend yield is going to be a 0.6%. We also got exciting news from CVS Health, which announced a 10% dividend raise to 66 cents per share quarterly. We also did get a couple more dividend raises, so I'm going to try to fly through those. The third one we did also get a dividend hike from, guys, was Broadcom, which is a 14.1% increase to $5.25 quarterly per share. That's a massive dividend raise there. The next one was Eli Lilly, which also hiked its dividend by 15% to $1.30 per share quarterly. And the next one, guys, was MasterCard, which hiked its dividend by 15.8%, and it also announced an 11 billion share buyback. MasterCard will also, well, I guess it has also been hiking its dividend for 11 consecutive years. And the third to last one, Carrier Global Corporation hiked its dividend by 2.7% to 19 cents quarterly. And the second to last one, guys, the Buckle announced a $2.50 per share special dividend, yielding a 6.2%. And then the last one, guys, we did also have Bristol Myers, which hiked its dividend by 5.3%. What's up, everybody? This is Antonio here bringing you episode 216 of the portfolio update. So you guys already know it's Sunday. It's time to go over the portfolio, what we bought, what we sold, what dividends came in, what options we had to manage, which options we placed. And of course, guys, this past week SCHD did go ex-dividend date, which they actually are going to be paying a lot more this coming quarter, this coming quarter, which will be very, very awesome, because you guys already know that we come back every single Sunday, guys. We have these scripts that I do kick off towards the end of the videos on Sundays, and we see our projection, or I guess our monthly or dividend projections for the portfolio. So by the end of the video, we should see this much higher. Remember, our goal is to try to eventually live off of this. So right now, our portfolio is projected to make about $550.37 per month. Completely passive, guys. We have to do absolutely nothing by the end of the video. I think this will be much higher because we also continue to dollar cost average into the portfolio, but that SCHD dividend, we actually are going to get a lot higher dividend projections, so it's going to be great to see. So definitely make sure you stick around towards the end of the video. But guys, on the annual dividends, we're right now so far have collected $3,479.31, guys. We still have the month of December, which is going to be one of my biggest dividend payment months, so I'm definitely excited to see. So it'll be interesting to see where we end for 2023. We're definitely seeing the staircase continue to get larger and larger over time. If we do look at the quarterly, guys, we are also waiting, of course, on December to finish up the quarter, but I think we'll definitely surpass $1,000 a quarter. And you can kind of see back in 2019 we made $100.06 in the first 3 months, and now we're generating roughly over $1,000. So it's great to see this snowball compounding and compounding. Eventually we're going to get to a point where our dividends are compounding so fast that the money that I continue to contribute into the portfolio makes not much of a difference there. If we do look at the options premium here, guys, for the month of December, guys, we're starting off negative again with a negative $415.67. I've just been rolling some of my options, my covered calls that were in the money. But if we look at the options return, we're still in the positive by 0.85%. So as long as I end in the positive, I'll be happy. We have about 3 or 4 more weeks left in the year, so we'll see where we end up there. If I do show you guys here the money invested, which I actually do have goals, which I'll show you. First one is, of course, to reach 20,000 subscribers. That's more related to my YouTube channel. So if you're new to the channel or a returning viewer that hasn't subscribed, consider subscribing with that notification. Help me reach that 20,000 subscriber mark. Definitely would appreciate it as well. If you guys wouldn't mind dropping a big thumbs up while you're here, definitely helps out the channel. Definitely appreciate it. And if we look at goal number 2, we've already surpassed this. this to make about $325 per month on average, which we definitely surpassed that very early on. We are on our way to $375 to about $400. We're now projected over $500, so that's great to see, especially because we have some uninvested cash that we're collecting about a 5% return, risk-free almost, or I guess very low risk. And then goal number 3 is to reach $118,000 invested of my own money, guys. If we look here, we're at $118,701.84. We're on our way to $119,000, so we'll see where we end up by the end of the year. And then as well here, if we look at goal number 4 is to dollar cost average $100 into the portfolio at a minimum, no matter what the market's doing, what the portfolio is doing, just to continue dollar cost averaging for the long term. Our future selves will thank us on this. And then goal number 5 is to drip an additional $100 every time a company will be going ex-dividend date for us. So we did also get SCHD, so I'll have to contribute an additional $100, but we did have a couple companies that were going ex-dividend date this week, so I ended up going and purchasing $100 worth of that company, so that next quarter we'll get the drip, and it'll definitely compound much faster. And then goal number 6 is to average about $400 per month in selling options. We're definitely not going to achieve this one because we are slowly rolling up some of our deep in the money calls that I do have. And then goal number 7, guys, we do have to get 1,000 shares of SCHD. We do have a plan. We've been executing. Unfortunately, we have not gotten assigned, so in the long run, it's actually way better because we're actually collecting over a 5% return on this uninvested cash that I would use to purchase that 1,000 shares, or I guess 300 shares of SCHD. We're collecting a 5% easy there. Plus, we're also selling, puts on SCHD, which we're also collecting premium, which we're using that premium to accumulate even more shares of SCHD. So I think it's honestly playing out way better than we thought. And then if we look at the dividend payout here, this is the current companies that are in my portfolio that are projected or expected to go ex-dividend date as well, that will be paying out dividends. So you guys can see we're going to be getting on the 14th of December, we'll be getting Microsoft's dividend, which they did announce a dividend raise there. And then you'll see these other companies towards the end of the video. We'll kick it off. SCHD should pop here, so we'll see it, and we'll see how much they raised the dividend for that quarter. And then if I show you guys the options so far, for the total that we've collected all year has been $1,009.60. As you see, the past couple months we've been in the negative. That's what took most of our profits there. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and start with the video. Alright guys, so as you'll see here, the portfolio value is at $218,972.82. On the day change, we're in the green by $919.63, which is about 0.15% on the 2-year change. That is at $30,862.58, which is about a 16.41% in the green. If we do look over here on the positions, you'll see that we're in capital appreciation by 23.47%, which is about $41,522.49. Our cash balance is at $550.06. And then if we scroll down here, you'll see that we do have 2 covered calls on Apple. We're actually rolling these. It's a strike price of $162.50. Will expire on the 22nd of December, so about 2 weeks away from now. And then we do have Altria, which I need to sell a covered call on this, try to start collecting some premium. We do have the JP Morgan covered calls, which I'm kind of in the money on this one. And you'll see that I do have a strike price of $157.50, and it will expire as well on the 22nd of December. So we'll see what happens. We'll continue to manage these trades, and we'll continue to try to accumulate more shares of these other ones that we don't have 100 shares yet. We do also have the SCHD here, guys, which we are at 733 shares. We're trying to get to that 1,000 shares, but this is the goal, or I guess the plan we have. We'll have 3 cash secured puts on SCHD. Right now we have some for $69 strike price. that will expire on the 15th of December, so that is next Friday. They did pay us about what was it, $64 or so from selling these cash secured puts, and now they're almost becoming worthless. We'll see what happens next week, because there's a lot that can happen in a week, but as long as SCHD closes above $69, we'll just get to keep the premium plus our collateral. Otherwise, we'll get 300 shares of SCHD at $69, which I would not be upset about, and then we also keep the premium still. And then guys, the last one I do have here is we do have one covered call on SCHD. The reason why is because I made a tutorial on how to sell covered calls on Schwab, which I'm currently editing, so I'll definitely be releasing a video on that soon. And then you'll see that as long as SCHD closes below $73, we'll be fine. We'll keep our shares. Otherwise, our shares will get sold at $73, and we'll still keep the premium either way. And then here you'll see that we have at $49,000 invested in SNSXX, which is the Schwab US Treasury Money Investor. We're collecting about 5% return passively, which is great to see. And then if I show you guys here the portfolio performance, you'll see that right now in gains we're at $18,998.92, which you'll see we're going in the green, and then rate of return is a 9.49%. And then if I show you guys here the investment income, we're estimated to make about $6,728.04 in the next 12 months. On the monthly though, it's about $560.67. You'll see that January will be probably doing about $406.94, and then February $321.96, and then March $846.67. If we do look at the history here, I do have it, I guess, to show the last 7 days. The green button's not showing up, so I'll have to fix it. Schwab did update the history, I guess, page, so we'll have to fix it as well. Some of the features do not work right now, which is actually pretty interesting that Schwab is updating all of these older platform pages, which, that is very exciting. And then if we look at the very bottom, guys, here, if we do start on the 4th here, you'll see that we did buy $100 worth of Nvidia was going Ex-Dividend, so I went ahead and started buying just a little bit to meet that goal that we do have. As well, on the 4th we had Union Pacific, which was going Ex-Dividend as well, so I bought $100 worth of it to keep track of my goals there. On the 4th, I also did do a sell to open, so I sold a Microsoft cash secured put that was expired on the 8th of December as a weekly, strike price $350. So they paid me about $21.34 after fees. And then on the 4th, we did actually get the drip from Visa, which it bought back about 0.05 shares at about $255. And then you'll see on the 5th, we ended up depositing $300. That is $100 for Nvidia, $100 for Union Pacific, and then $100 to dollar cost average to the portfolio. I wasn't realizing that Schwab, I guess not Schwab, but SCHD was going Ex-Dividend this week. If not, I would have deposited $400. We'll be doing that next week. On the 6th, though, on December, we did buy 2 shares of SCHD. Spending about $145.04. And then here, guys, on the 7th, you'll see that we actually ended up rolling our JP Morgan covered call we had. So I did a buy to close. I bought back the old covered call of JP Morgan that expired on the 8th with a strike price of $155, and paid about $199.66. And then I did a sell to open on JP Morgan. Went up in strike price to $157.50, but also had to move out further in strike price. I guess not strike price, but in time till the 22nd of December. And they paid me about $181. So I paid about $18 or so for this roll. But that's okay because we got to move up $2.50. And then, guys, on the 7th, I also did a buy to close. So I rolled my Apple covered calls that I were in the money. So I had at 160 strike price, expired on the 8th of December. Bought back 2 of those, paid about $6,811, and then I did a sell to open, which I actually moved up in strike price to $162.50. They won't expire till the 22nd of December. And then they paid me about $6,392. So the difference is what I paid, and that's kind of what I was able to move up in strike price there. And then I'm not really sure what happened here. It's just the SNSXX money that we are collecting close to about 5% return, which is great to see. But let's go ahead and jump over, guys, to the Seeking Alpha so I can show you guys SCHD. Alright guys, so we do have SCHD pulled up on Seeking Alpha. It's Schwab's US Dividend Equity ETF, currently trading about $72.52. I do have the dividend scorecard pulled up. You guys can kind of see on the dividend summary, dividend yield is a 3.67% annual payout. They pay about $2.66 annually. The 5-year CAGR is about a 13.05%, dividend growth about 12 years. But right here is the important one. They do pay out quarterly. They are actually going to be paying 74 cents. Ex-dividend date was on the 6th of December, and they will be paying out on the 11th of December, which is great to see because now that's going to reinvest. We get a huge juicy dividend from SCHD, and I love getting it because then when it drips, it buys even more shares, and I gotta love that. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump over to the Google Sheets, guys, so we can kind of see how much we grew this dividend snowball from this new payment from SCHD. So I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, so I'm here at the Google Sheets. I already have a copy of this over here so we can kind of see the difference when we kick off the scripts. But again, on the options premium for the month of December, we're in the negative by $415.67. Rate of return, we're still in the positive by 0.85%, which is okay to see. If we do look at the options though, you'll see that the first week of the month of December, I did lose $415.67. But unrealized, I did move up in strike price there, but totaling to about $1,009.60 on the profits for the month of December, or I guess for the full year of 2023 so far. And then if I look at the dividend payout here, guys, these are the companies I do have, so that's 42. If I go over here to portfolio tools, get latest dividends, this will get wiped. It'll look at the companies I have in my portfolio and see if any companies announced dividends or have upcoming dividends soon. So I'll give it a second or two. We'll see if SCHD gets picked up, which, guys, it did. And you'll see it was a 13% increase from the previous quarter. They were paying about 65 cents. They're paying now 74 cents, which is great to see. They will be paying out on the 11th of December. Again, I do have tutorials for all this stuff for you guys if you want to check it out. All I ask in return, of course, is that you subscribe with that notification on my channel as well. If you wouldn't mind dropping a big thumbs up on my videos, definitely helps out, but it costs you nothing. The other thing here that we do have Altria, we have Starbucks, we have Microsoft, we have quite a couple companies that were picked up from this, but this is sorted out by pay date, and then we also have the ex-dividend date column there, so you can kind of look at it. But we're going to be getting some very great dividends, and I believe next week, which is great to see. And then if I show you guys here on the settings, we can actually go ahead and get rid of this. This is the old copy of our portfolio from last week. So let's go ahead and jump over to Empower so we can grab the latest version of our portfolio that contains all the purchases for this week. So I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, so I'm here at Empower under my Schwab account. You'll see this green button. It's called Copy Holdings. So what this does is copies all the content of my portfolio into the clipboard, which should contain all the purchases from this past week. So let's go ahead and click on that, and there it's done. We can jump back over to the Google Sheets, right click, pay special, values only. So now we have the new copy that contains my purchases. If we go over here to holdings, This is the old snapshot that we did have from our from last week. Once we go over here to portfolio tools, update portfolio holdings, this will get wiped. It'll parse out the new stuff we just pasted, and let's go ahead and do that. So give it a second or two, and there it goes, guys. We can jump over here to the dashboard, kind of see what everything is being projected. We'll see how much we grew the dividend snowball. And guys, on the projected dividend yield, we're at 3.14% compared to last week to a 3.02%. On the yield, dividend yield, dividend yield on cost, we're at 3.88% compared to last week of 3.73%. Yearly, we're projected to make about $6,869.65 compared to $6,604.47. The big difference here, guys, is that SCHD quarterly dividend that they did announce. You'll see here that on the monthly, we're projected to make $572.47. Compared to last week, we went up about $22 there. Huge, massive difference there. On the weekly, you can kind of see on the weekly, we're projected to make $132.11 compared to $127.01. Huge difference compared to how much the dividend snowball is compounding, guys. I can't wait for 5 years from now how much this portfolio is compounding. It's great to see this now, just from a raise from SCHD, how much it creates the difference in the projected income. On the day, we're projected to make $18.82 compared to $18.09. Went up about what is it? I can't do the math right now, but what is it? About 73 cents or so, is that right? And then on the hourly, guys, we're projected to make 78 cents every single hour that goes by now compared to last week of 75 cents. So about a 3-penny raise every single hour now. And guys, on the hourly work wage, this is if our portfolio was to go work a 40-hour work week, kind of like what I do now, and they would be getting paid an hourly rate of $3.30 compared to last week of $3.18. Massive difference here, a 12-cent raise. I guess the portfolio was doing such a great job last week that it got that much of a raise, but eventually we're going to try to get this to minimum wage. We'll see how long that takes. It'll be definitely a huge milestone, and I can't wait to see. I hope you guys follow along because we're going to achieve it. I know we will. We're going to stay disciplined. And anyways, this is actually all I have for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe with a notification. Help me reach that 20,000 subscriber mark. Definitely would appreciate it as well if you wouldn't mind dropping a big thumbs up on the video. And if you stuck all the way to the very end, go ahead and drop a hashtag Ex-Dividend because SCHD did go Ex-Dividend, and we're gonna get a juicy dividend payment. I believe this coming up week, so I can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye, guys.